New to Freeform 2014 is the ability to fit features to existing data. In this case it's a scan file, but equally could be a clay file, and then create, for example, planes of symmetry, fit planes on flat areas, or axes for cylinders, cones and axes of rotation. Now in this video I'm going to give you a quick introduction into how we can actually create those features on this existing scan file, and then use those features to realign this data back down to a coordinate system, in this case the world coordinate system, which makes it a lot easier to then continue our workflows with. Now the first thing I want to do is create a plane of symmetry. So I create a plane, and then I'm just going to edit that plane and manually put it close to where I think it should be. This just helps Freeform in the final calculation process. Then I come down to my actual fit to selection command. I select the whole model, and we have three things we can fit. We can fit points, lines or axes, and planes. I want to fit a plane. Now I could fit this plane best fit to a flat area, or in this case I want to do symmetry. Select the plane in the object list and then hit apply, and you see it snap around, and then it's done the final calculation to put that plane best fit into the symmetry line for that scan. The next thing I want to do is put the axis for this cone in, and then lastly put the axis for this hole in. So I deselect, then I use my selection tools and just quickly select the mesh that I want to use in the calculation. Make the selection tool bigger to make it go faster, and then just complete coming around. You don't need to select too much, just enough is okay. This time I want to fit the axis and fit the cone axis. Hit apply, and there you see the line coming in representing that cone axis. Deselect my selection again, and then come into the hole and select the polygons I want to use to fit the axis of the hole. Just flip around to the other side, continue the final selection, and then that will be enough. And now I want to fit a cylinder axis. Hit apply again, and there you can see it come in with the last line representing that cylinder axis. Let's hit F2 and go back to our front view. You can see that the orientation of this scan is still at some random orientation and position compared to the global coordinate system. So my last step is using these features I've just fitted to realign this back down to global. So I use the align piece to an origin command, and what I'm going to be doing is creating pairs as I'm working. So first I'm going to select the plane, and I want to align that to the YZ, and then add pair, and you can see that it automatically snaps that down, as well as adds the constraint pair into this dialog box. If I come and look from the side, you can see that the symmetry is aligned nicely, but we still are off in vertical, and then we're actually off a little bit in horizontal as well. So the next feature I want to align is the feature for this hole, the hole axis. So I select the curve, and then I want that to be aligned to the x-axis and add that pair. And then looking from the side here, you can see that the orientation is still off. I want this the final alignment to be vertical based on this cone axis. So I can come in here and I can select the axis from the scene, or you can always select it from the object list. And I want that to align to the y-axis, and then add that final pair. And there you can see it snaps in finally. So when I come to a front view and look from the side, everything is nice and square, lined up to the global coordinate system. And that just makes it a lot easier to continue my workflow, cleaning up the rest of this piece. So that's just a really quick introduction to feature fitting, and then using those features to align a piece relative to a coordinate system.